What is up, YouTube? Frosted Hobidon here, and today I'm back with another reaction video for all of you. And today we got another death battle, the newest death battle here. Simone the Digger versus Kyle Rayner. Gurren Lagann versus White Lantern. Or Green Lantern. I think he's still a Green Lantern in the main comics, but he is a White Lantern, and he was the first White Lantern in the DC universe. I am familiar with Gurren Lagann series and the DC universe as well. And I just learned some important facts that Kyle Rayner from the DC universe is a Gurren Lagann fan. So he's fighting his favorite fictional character, and Kyle Rayner is also an artist who does artwork in anime in the DC universe. And I see him draw art styles and comic books as a Green Lantern over the time. And I'm familiar. The first time I actually met Kyle Rayner before I met the comics was from Superman the Animated Series. So that's a fun fact. And I'm familiar. As for Gurren Lagann, I love that anime. The drill that pierced the heavens. It's so cool. It's iconic. You gotta love this. You gotta love Gurren Lagann anime. Also, if you haven't checked out the original video, I will link the description down below. So go check it out for yourself, and then come back and see my reaction. So I'll wait. I'ma wait. Alright, wait's over. Let's get on to the reaction. Support the official release. The video link in the description down below, and then we start the react. And support the official release, and then make it the like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. I will this symbol here. If you see a symbol that says notification bell and subscribe button, that's basically your note to do that. If you haven't done it, what is wrong with you? Why haven't you done it? Why haven't you subscribed? Only a few people of you have subscribed to my channel. And I appreciate. I know most of you like to watch my death battle reactions, but other reactions I also do, give them a try as well. Hopefully I get the chance to do some other things. But then until then, I appreciate all your support. If you want to support me on Patreon, a link in the description down below. Go check out my Patreon, only $1 a month. If you want to say a donation or just want to support me, I do have a Ko-fi account. If you just want to show your support and buy me a coffee, I would appreciate it. I appreciate that as well. I'm posting artwork there, and I'm accepting commissions on Ko-fi. If you want me to draw something for you, just let me know. Look me up on my Ko-fi account. Alright, let's get enough said. Let's get on the reaction, shall we? 3, 2, 1. Let's do it to it. That was weird.
Simone the Digger,
Kyle Rayner, the White Lantern.
Two men born of Earth with
White
the willpower
Lantern
to pierce the heavens and conquer infinity.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And
hello,
it's
guys.
our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Let's do this. Alrighty.
Deep underground, Jiha Village
Simone
lived in dreary isolation, oblivious to the wider world above their squalid cave.
That's where the hero of our story comes in. The young man who would lead his comrades into the sunlight at last. Kamina, the great and mighty. Oh, and his
I missed him.
little brother from another mother, Simone. He was there too, I guess.
Simone was a digger, content to drill endlessly through the dirt.
Kamina. I miss Kamina, but I was upset when he died in that series. All right, age: Simone the Digger. Age 21. He's 6 feet and 2 inches tall. And talking applications: Digger, Supreme Commander, Pilot, and a hermit. Currently, he's currently a hermit watching over the people. If you watch the series, pronounced Simone. Is a Mangekya in another universe, inspired by Captain Harlock. Awesome, good to know. Didn't know that. What he likes: mole steak, Nia, Kamina, and drills. Dislikes: paperwork, authority, and the anti-spiral. All right.
Until the day he found the core drill.
A key that activated the mysterious buried mech that Kamina named Lagann. Under his magnificently masculine leadership, Kamina finally drilled their way to freedom, seeing the sun after a life in the dark.
But the sky was by no means the limit. The surface was ruled by the cruel chimeric beastmen, and Kamina would lead his compatriots against them to reclaim the Earth for humanity, scoring a second mech in the process, aptly named Gurren.
And as befits Kamina and Simon's unbreakable brotherly bond, Gurren and Lagan merged, creating Gurren Lagan.
With Kamina piloting the body and Simon the head, these two were unstoppable.
Yes, they were.
Of all the giant fighting robots in all the animes across history, Gurren Lagan might just be the absolute coolest, fueled by it.
Probably one of the most insane, powerful mechs we have seen so far. So I have to agree. I do like the Gurren Lagann mech. All right. 12 feet and 8 inches tall. Runs on willpower, merges with larger machines, drills, missiles, sunglasses, boomerang. Gotta love the sunglass boomerang. And I've seen those in the Comic-Con, I believe. And energy blast.
Its pilot's willpower and capable of making any weapon they can imagine,
including missiles, a jetpack, a sunglasses boomerang, and of course,
drills! Wrist-mounted drills, kunai drills, shield drills, kamehameha drills, and everyone's favorite, the Giga Drill Buraku! Side note, it is so funny that the only thing they could think of was drills. That's like if I made booze or something, my whole personality.
I've seen a lot of stuff.
With Gurren Lagan's awesome power, Kamina laid waste to enemy forces, liberated human villages, and fomented a rebellion against the Beastmen King, Lord
Until Kamina died. Oh, wait. Shit, was that supposed to happen?
Nope, and it was all Simon's fault.
Yeah,
he let his willpower waver, and his soul brother paid the price. After all, he was just a humble digger, at home in the darkness, guided solely by the light of Kamina's spirit.
So his big bro left him with these final words. Have faith in the Simon who believes in you. Damn.
Kamina was the one looking up to him the whole time. It was Simon who found Lagan, Simon who pierced the surface, and Simon who would now lead humanity to victory.
Especially with his gal pal Nia at his side, who helped pull him out of his rut and kick Lord Genome's ass. That victory only lasted 7 years before the anti-spiral attacked.
Unimaginably powerful godlike aliens, the anti-spiral feared humanity's potential,
how ridiculous that thing is.
Dubbed the spiral nemesis.
Remember how Gurren Lagann runs on fighting spirit? Turns out that's just a manifestation of spiral power. An energy that all spiral beings, like humans, have. That's right, the laws of physics run on chutzpah.
Just as the spiral turned inward represents endless obsession and
Gravity Falls,
the spiral turned outward spins forever into infinity. The perfect representation of humanity's evolutionary potential.
Potential Simon would use as he led Team Dai Gurren across the multiverse to take the fight to the anti-spiral. And this is when Gurren Lagann gets crazy.
Channeling spiral power lets you constantly adapt to threats, no matter how overwhelming. Simon can create portals to different realities and higher dimensions. He can generate force fields, absorb energy attacks, and even merge Gurren Lagann with bigger and stronger machines.
Creating the Arc Gurren Lagann, which is strong enough to shatter space and time with a punch.
Or the Super Galaxy Gurren Lagann, which can fire lasers that are fast enough to hit, and I quote, all time, space, and dimensions, all within a Planck instant.
Insane level of power.
The smallest unit of time physically possible.
Meaning each laser would have to be moving 4.6 times 10 to the 117th power times faster than light.
Wow.
Oh, well, looks like this wins the award for fastest calculated speed feat our show's history. Congratulations, Gurren Lagann.
Move over, SpongeBob. You've been dethroned. Oh, and the guidebook says they hit an innumerable number of enemies across infinite universes. You literally cannot calculate how fast that is.
No,
but
you
it wasn't enough to escape the anti-spiral's greatest trap, the multiverse labyrinth, an attack that imprisons Simon in his own unique multiverse, forced to experience an infinite number of alternate realities that controlled his mind.
I'm suffering a lot of lags here, so I'm suffering a lot of lags here, so it keeps messing me up here.
Different. And after being inspired by his bro, Simon absorbed that whole multiverse to escape.
What makes this even more impressive is that this labyrinth was 11-dimensional, meaning Simon absorbed a high...
Okay, let me see this. In the drama CD, Otakua no Jugin, Gurren Lagann, an alternate an alternate Lord Digenman. I'm sorry. I'm trying to pronounce that. I am trying to pronounce that. It's basically an alternate universe of Gurren Lagann, seemingly multiplied by 20-D space. But this is this is a translation error and more likely reference to manipulating a twofold dimension. Wow. My mouse is messing me up here. I can't pause or...
Higher dimensional structures, several orders of infinity greater than himself. The jump between dimensions is basically infinite. Each new dimension adds a new direction of space that extends infinitely. Thus, an infinite gap in size and scope. What? Oh, we're just getting started.
Yeah,
imagine a two-dimensional drawing interacting with a three-dimensional person.
Okay. That's not too far off from what actually happened.
Because when Simon absorbed the multiverse labyrinth, he merged with every alternate universe version of himself, including an alternate universe Simon who is writing his own alternate universe version of Gurren Lagann. And that author's spiral power made his fictional Simon
probably in the manga,
adding another to the mix.
Wait, if every human being has spiral power, you're telling me we can all do this shit?
This all gave our Simone enough spiral power to form the next step in mecha evolution, Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann.
This is when Gurren Lagann gets actually fucking crazy.
Yes.
Like shooting missiles that alter probability so they have 100% chance of hitting you, or tossing galaxies around like frisbees. Sorry, did I say galaxies?
You mean universes. Gurren Lagann makes multiple references to brand theories and higher dimensional concepts that is constantly with the author's statement observing these galaxies are in fact universes.
But universes!
Simon's power was so immense that he started generating super spiral space, a higher dimension encompassing our own universe.
With it, Simon turns his thoughts into reality.
Despite their higher dimensional nature, in interview confirms that these constructs concluded Trigon Toppa Gurren Lagann could manifest in a three-dimensional real world.
Letting him create his mech and all of its weapons in the first place.
Not only does this mean he no longer needs co-pilots, he can also regenerate any damage done to him or his mech just by willing it back into existence.
That's insane. When Lord Genome used spiral power to survive quantum breakdown, or the time Nia, now the best weapon.
Simon is stated in interviews and directly shown to be the strongest spiral user. As such, he is capable of the same feats as the ability of his crew.
Life in the universe used spiral power to constantly regenerate her body from being erased at the informational level.
And I thought she was erased from existence.
Information in physics is essentially the ones and zeros that make up every possible outcome in reality. Nia literally regenerated from the statistical certainty of her own destruction.
If I have spiral power,
I thought she died.
When she came back, is my leg growing back?
When even this was not enough for the anti-spiral, Simon evolved
I don't know about that leg part, though.
Into
Boomstick.
Super Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann!
This mech is so big, its size is literally incalculable. And with a drill somehow even larger than that, Simon and his friends shattered the anti-spiral once and for all.
Yeah, they saved the day.
Cruel indifference of the universe! Meet the indomitable human spirit!
Proving Kamina's words prophetic, that Simon's drill...
Alright, become the Simon that believes in himself, pulled the moon back into orbit, struck all of space and time at once, absorbed the multiverse labyrinth, withstood the infinity Big Bang storm, scattered a drill trillions of light years long, defeated the four supreme generals, Lord Gargan, and the anti-spiral. Yep, he did all those.
Drill that would pierce the heavens.
With no more worlds left to conquer, Simon chose to wander the earth for the rest of his days, in service to others.
Always looking up.
Even
for all the lights in the sky are stars.
Even though the people
and
don't
every
remember
star, another world of spiral cousins that can live free.
All thanks to a humble digger.
Yep. Alrighty.
The universe is a dangerous place. Should you find yourself face to face with an interdimensional vampire, alien dictators, or this one really pissed off cat, you know who to call.
The Green Lantern Corps.
They're the Space Fuzz, that cat has suffered a lot.
Police force founded billions of years ago by
got some really twisted writers who really hate that cat.
The greatest Green Lantern among them was everyone's favorite, Hal Hal Jordan.
You know him.
Hal.
You love him. You might hate him, but you gotta.
I get there's a lot of Death Battle and Ben 10 fans who really hate Hal Jordan because of that. Oh man, Hal Jordan's a founding member of the Justice League. He was the original member of the Justice League. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Barry Allen Flash, Hal Jordan, John Jones, the Martian Manhunter, and Aquaman. They were the original 7 members of the Justice League. And now we got Justice League Unlimited. All members of the Justice League are connected. But people seem to hate Hal Jordan. Mostly, they made him more of a jerk in the New 52, and I didn't like that. So when you think of Green Lantern, they only think of John Stewart, the iconic African American who is a Marine soldier and an architecture. And I like Hal Jordan and John Stewart. I'm not a fan of Guy Gardner. I like and dislike Guy Gardner, but he's hilarious douchebag. He's a hilarious douchebag. But I gotta show some respect to Kyle Rayner. They're going to talk about.
Respect the man with a will as unbreakable as Hal's.
Until the day his will broke.
After his hometown got
this happened in the
completely
comics.
obliterated, Hal
Before
lost his
New 52.
mind. He rampaged through the core, killing everyone in his path, and absorbed the central power battery.
He was not physically well during this time. Yeah, the villain really destroyed his hometown and literally broke him. He lost everything and went evil. And I never liked that he went evil. Even the fans didn't like it that they turned him evil.
The literal Green Lantern,
becoming the Emerald Tyrant, Parallax.
There was only one survivor.
Yeah, he went on a huge redemption arc after that. And even the New 52 and after they undone the New 52 and everything's back together, he's still trying to recover from that in a way. And the Green Lantern movie didn't help Wells because, the Green Lantern movie kind of ruined Hal Jordan's reputation. And not many people, they treat Hal Jordan as a joke character and a pathetic, and who dies a lot because they want John Stewart to be the main Green Lantern. And I did not like that.
Of Parallax's killing spree, Ganthet. And with what remained of his strength, he gave the last Green Lantern ring in the universe to a human, Kyle Rayner.
So, was Kyle picked for his indomitable willpower like Hal was?
No. He was just there. He had no idea what was going on.
Yeah, sounds about right. He just like, hey, you want to be a Green Lantern? I guess. Yeah, you're our only hope because ours is kind of nuts. Okay. Sorry, I got something in my throat. Full name, Kyle Rayner, age 30. He's 5 feet and 11 inches tall. He's 175 pounds. He's a comic book artist, Green Lantern, aka Ion, Parallax. He was Parallax once. Torchbearer, Allies, Superman, Asian movies. He likes Superman, Asian movies, and camera, and Gamera. Oh, the kaiju Gamera. He likes Asian movies because I think he's Asian, I believe, as well. Superman is his favorite hero. He dislikes DC editorial. But he's not gonna like the DC editorial of today right now because he is not a fan of them. Most because DC, they don't know what to do with Kyle Rayner. He does not like Jaws, the movie. Okay. And he hates love triangles. Enemy of HEAT, heat.
Must feel good being given the most dangerous magical weapon in existence to figure out on your own. Hey, if Colonel Sanders, Daffy Duck, Space Wheat, and a sentient fox can master it, what's your excuse, Kyle?
Yeah, right.
We have apprehended a dangerous experiment.
He escaped.
Tickets available now.
You sure that's a dog?
Yeah.
The Green Lantern ring can do anything, fulfilling any wish its user desires as though it were a genie from a lamp.
It lets you fire energy blasts, create force fields, affect gravity, turn invisible and intangible, manipulate matter, time travel, warp reality, and erase things from existence.
Think we're exaggerating? Well,
it does a lot of things. Here's a whole list of them. Protective aura, flight, galactic database, artificial intelligence, invisibility, intangibility, time manipulation, time travel. I didn't know about the time manipulation, time travel part. I guess that happened in the comics. And probably one of the reasons fans hate it. Hal Jordan in that death battle against Ben 10. Age manipulation. I didn't know about that either. Matter manipulation, gravity manipulation, mind reading, reality warping, constructs, a whole list of things. Energy shields, to exoskeletons, to weapons and animals and mechs. Resistance to poison, entropy, antimatter, and reality warping.
Consider the time Kyle stretched the very fabric of space.
We don't see these levels of power with Green Lantern rings because animation movies think they make their weaker versions than their comic book counterparts.
To increase the Planck length a billion times over. That's like stretching an inch into a light year.
Lanterns control time and
that
space,
is insane.
letting them fly so fast
Did
they
not
can
know about
create a Speed Force singularity.
Tapping into the Speed Force requires entering a higher dimension of space, requiring speeds that are not only faster than light, but totally immeasurable. And the rings have an artificial intelligence that operates just as fast, automatically protecting its user from danger.
Like the time that Poozer Kilowog survived.
Former Poozer. He calls others Poozers now. Green Lantern Chip, the earthly squirrel. The earthly squirrel stated his ring protected him from effects of the crisis of infinite Earths. That's a big event that causes reboots. Dr. Ubix also survived the crisis by using the sucker stick. Did not know about that. And analog the Green Lantern ring.
Being erased from existence by the crisis on infinite Earths.
The ring is fueled by its user's willpower and limited only by their imagination.
While Hal may have had the greatest willpower in the Corps, Kyle's imagination is unmatched, probably because he's a comic book artist. And
that
we know
helps
from this
a
show,
lot.
they think of some wild shit.
But the Green Lantern's most
DC Comics get away with a lot of
their
stuff
constructs.
with their power scaling and imagination.
Armor, pirate ships, giant dragons, actual working home computers, and his favorite, super fighting robots.
And that explains why he's a fan of Gurren Lagann, and that is a thing in the comics. He is a fan of that anime. So this will be fun.
Hey, that one looks familiar.
Kyle can make them strong enough to lift the Spectre, who weighs as much as eternity.
Or hold back a 12.3 dimensional
Although
Big
Superman
Bang.
was lifting everything else.
0.3? DC's multiverse has 12.3 dimensions? That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
The ring's only downside is that it's...
After relinquishing the power of Ion, Kyle modified his Green Lantern ring to have an emergency reserve of backup power. It will never fully run out, even if it cannot maintain 100% charge. Oh yeah, I didn't know you can modify a power ring.
Limited to 24 hours before needing a recharge.
So it can blow up universes, but it has the battery of an iPhone. Never mind.
Kinda.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Although I'd say Kyle's biggest weakness was Kyle. With great power came no responsibility.
Perhaps a manifestation of Kyle's self-doubt. Any reflection came too late, though, when one of Kyle's villains brutally murdered his girlfriend, Alex, and put her body in a fridge.
Oh, this iconic scene. Yeah.
Kyle wasn't the only one traumatized. This moment was so infamous, it started the trope called fridging.
This is true. This is an actual thing that happened. That comic book writers do this. They create a villain to kill the superhero's girlfriend just to motivate the hero. And I feel so sorry for Kyle here. It is messed up.
For how female characters are often sacrificed.
Yeah, same goes for Spider-Man. This changed comic book moments as well. Gwen Stacy's death by the hands of Green Goblin. Yeah, and Marvel Comics nowadays are saying that Gwen Stacy is Spider-Man's true love. That also explains why they don't want Spider-Man to get married to Mary Jane Watson or any other girl. And Gwen Stacy's brought back to life as a murderous killer known as Gwenpool, which Gwendolyn Poole has to fight because even she's like, what the heck is going on with this? I don't know what's going on with Marvel Comics. Marvel editorials dealing with Spider-Man make some very stupid decisions.
Sacrificed as mere plot devices to further a male character's development.
Right. So it might surprise you that it happened to Kyle again.
Kyle finally...
Yeah, I think this happened when I think Dr. Light did this. Kyle's next girlfriend kind of suffered that same fate again by Dr. Light in a not so pleasant way. Other members of the Justice League kind of swept this under the rug and didn't tell anyone about it. Superman didn't know anything about it. Superman didn't know at all. And Batman found out about it. He was furious. So they mind wiped Batman's memories about this event, which led to Batman creating contingency plans because he cannot trust his teammates, mind wiping his memories. So he made contingency plans, which caused Ra's al Ghul to steal those contingency plans and use it on the Justice League, which caused the Justice League members to get mad at Batman for making contingency plans. Except for Superman. Superman fully understands why. Superman understands why Batman made contingency plans and trusted him with a kryptonite ring. So it shows that Superman understands Batman. Until you got dumb writers in modern day saying that Superman calls Batman BS, that he doesn't have a contingency plan for Batman and does not truly... I don't know what. Modern day writers really likes having Batman and Superman hate each other because of the Zack Snyder films. It's really stupid, and because of the Injustice comics. They always have a reason for Batman to fight Superman, or for Batman to beat up every superhero in the DC universe. It is so dumb. It's so dumb.
Finally got serious. He became a prominent member of the Justice League, faced off against Hal, and even rebuilt the Green Lantern Corps better than ever.
But little did he know, this torchbearer's greatest journey had only just begun.
In order to save Ganthet from an emotional lobotomy, it's a long story, he had to master all the colors of the emotional electromagnetic spectrum.
There are 7 colors, each representing a different emotion.
Didn't most of those rings went to Hal Jordan because of some corrupted villain who was a traitor of the Guardians kind of messed things up, and all the Lantern members are trying to kill Hal Rayner because those rings went to him. It was weird. It was crazy.
The yellow light of fear lets Kyle manipulate the worst horrors in your mind.
Okay, red lanterns are hate, are rage. Blue lanterns is hope. Sapphire or pink lanterns are love. Indigo lanterns are compassion. Orange lanterns are greed. Yellow is fear. White lanterns is what he is life, basically light. And the life equation.
The more scared you are of him, the stronger he becomes.
Orange light is fueled by bottomless avarice, possessing Kyle to absorb not merely his enemies' attacks, but also their souls.
Red is rage, ripping out Kyle's heart and replacing his blood with
what
napalm,
Darkstar became.
Which sounds like
After
it sucks,
abusive
but
writers really hate Darkstar.
Blue light is powered by hope and allows Kyle to heal wounds, resist mental domination, and supercharge his ring.
I'd rather be I like being a blue lantern. I like blue lanterns.
Indigo is compassion, reducing his opponent's will to fight and letting him open portals across space, connecting him to others.
It is possible to wear 2 rings to be 2 type of lanterns. A Razor was a red lantern and a blue lantern, and he wields both rings in Young Justice. But he remains the blue lantern. I would rather have the indigo ring and the blue lantern ring. I like those. Hope and compassion. I want, especially hope.
Final one was the sapphire light of love. With
Carol Ferris, Hal Jordan's girlfriend. She's a pink lantern or a sapphire lantern. She's originally a hero, but for some reason in modern days they make her a villain in animation. DC Online, DC Animated Universe, Justice League Unlimited made her a villain. I don't know why. This is from Justice League Doom. She's a villain, and she's supposed to be the love interest to Hal Jordan. I don't know why. And DC Superhero Girls made her a villain in some way. I don't know why she's a villain. She's supposed to be Hal Jordan's love interest, and they do love each other. But in the comics, she's a hero. She has been a hero. I would rather have her as a hero in my own DC universe.
With it, he can trap enemies within crystal matrices and control their minds. But Kyle only mastered it by forgiving himself for Alex's tragic death.
Oh, self-love. I get it. Must be nice. And with their powers combined, he doesn't just make his enemies taste the rainbow.
The lights of the spectrum merged, and Kyle became a White Lantern with total control over the power of life.
I got hit by that.
I cannot think of an attack
I'm tired of
more
the
useless in a death battle than something that makes you live.
Empowered by the physical embodiment of all life in the DC multiverse, Kyle is vastly more powerful than any other Lantern in existence.
Yes.
Far stronger than Hal, who could harness the energy of every power battery across the multiverse.
Not only can Kyle...
Even a single central power battery can contain enough power to create and destroy an entire universe, meaning Hal Jordan manipulate a multiversal amount of energy.
Instantly heal all wounds, purify corruption, and resurrect the dead, the white light of life is strong enough to go up against threats to all of creation.
So if you want to resurrect someone you like in the DC universe, get a White Lantern. Hey, maybe DC Comics, maybe use one of those White Lanterns to bring back Alfred Pennyworth, because that guy has been dead in the main DC Comics for a very long time, and you killed him off for like 4 or 5 years. Bring him back, because Batman's really struggling as it is right now. Oh my goodness, why is DC editorials keeping Alfred dead a good thing? Just to make Batman suffer? I'm tired of it. I'll say Hal has held his own against a Parallax as a Green Lantern, and Parallax has fought Time Trapper, Spectre, Anti-Monitor, and while possessing Hal Jordan. This substance of a White Lantern has been equal and superior to the Anti-Monitor.
Like the Anti-Monitor.
Okay, so it's not totally useless.
Especially after Kyle visited the Source and acquired the Life Equation. Essentially the source code to reality, the Life Equation is mathematical proof that life is worth living.
With it, Kyle can alter all of reality at a whim, even threatening the new gods like Darkseid.
The Life Equation...
The Life Equation is basically, it matters that all life is important. So, Rayner has somewhat power of the Life Equation, and it's the enemy to the Anti-Life Equation, which is what Darkseid has been looking for.
Like its counterpart, the Anti-Life Equation is a
contains supernovas, survived the Big Bang, and created the DC Universe. Okay then, that's a great feat. Outspent the laws of physics, surpasses Hal Jordan's power, resisted the Anti-Life Equation's domination, mastered the emotional spectrum, defeated Wonder Woman, Parallax, Amazo, and Oblivion.
Conceptual artifact from a higher reality, originating in a platonic realm that is, in a sense, more real than we are.
So it's not a shock that the equation made Kyle too powerful.
He struggled to control it, and it subconsciously manifested a being composed of his fears and anxieties.
Oh wow.
Oblivion. Kyle's greatest weakness was still himself.
Kyle spent his whole life struggling with the power that the gods granted him, and throughout it all, he always rose to the occasion, carrying the universe on his back.
But ultimately, the only way to stop power from corrupting is to spread it. So Kyle split the Life Equation into pieces to found his second core.
He made 7 White Lantern rings.
White Lanterns.
And to this day, DC Comics have never used the White Lanterns. I'm not joking.
And together, they shattered Oblivion, destroying the self-doubt that plagued Kyle once and for all.
Not bad for a comic book geek from LA.
And now he was the one giving out rings of unlimited power to people who weren't sure if they could command it.
So he told them the truth. You can't teach someone how to use such power. You have to learn yourself, making mistakes along the way.
But with the power of life at their command, there's no end to their journey, only endless beginnings.
That's good.
Hey, remember Beerus versus Sailor Galaxia?
Yeah.
No? Well, that's because it was taken off YouTube for being too anime. But
What?
we've got a solution.
That is
It's our
stupid.
own website. That's www.deathbattle.gg. It's like our own private Patreon, with a store for Death Battle merch and a complete Death Battle video archive.
That's awesome.
It's got episodes that YouTube has banned, blocked, and censored, and there's even more goodies on the way. So check out deathbattle.gg live right now.
I might have to check that out.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death
battle! Let's do this. All right, off to a good start. Boomerang glasses.
I'm not rusty at all.
Good to know.
Hey, dude. Green Lantern Officer Kyle Rayner here. Ring says you've got a Class A galactic super weapon, whatever that is. I'm thinking it's the giant mech. Why don't you hand it over?
Nah, the mech's the tool.
Officer. Just who the hell do you think you are?
Is that Bullrock? Oh yeah, Kyle Rayner's my favorite Lantern now. Kyle Rayner's one of my top 5.
I'm told I'm bad with authority.
Yeah, Shinron Dragon.
Tell me about it. 4.
Oh wow. That's awesome.
That's nothing. My drill will pierce the heavens.
Back in his body. Get your glasses on. I like the face expression. Oh yeah, that is right. He is a fan of Superman. Is that a mech White Lantern powered Superman? That is pretty cool. With a sword and shield. I like to see that. Fun fact, have you ever seen Superman holding Captain America's shield and Thor's hammer? That did happen in the comics with a Marvel and DC crossover. So this is second good. This is really Kyle Rayner created a White Lantern construct of Superman as a mech holding a sword and shield. That is very creative, and it is something Kyle Rayner would create.
We do the impossible. See the invisible.
Touch the untouchable.
Break the unbreakable.
If you
Wonder
ain't
Woman's
know,
sword.
Now you know.
These guys would be best friends. Let's be honest. He is dragging them through universes. The source wall.
If there's a wall in my way, I'll smash it.
You know, if anyone can pierce through the source wall, you would, but you might unleash Perpetua. So, if you see Perpetua, get rid of her. She's one of the mothers of the universe. If you read the DC crossover, DC Cosmic event, after fighting the Batman Who Laughs, I really hate the Batman Who Laughs. So, yeah, if you see the Perpetua, take her out immediately. Okay, that's cool.
Stop fighting. Think about your fear of death, your love of your friends, your compassion for me, your hope for the future. Choose life.
Have faith in a Simone that believes in you.
Oh, now that's awesome. His glasses turn into stars.
My drill is the drill that will transcend the heavens.
Oh, this is so cool. That's a big drill. Man, he's excited too. I don't blame him. He made his own drill. That is a powerful weapon. Infinity. Makes sense.
The super weapon wasn't your mech.
It was me.
Then, Simone, I'm taking you in brightest day, in blackest
all right,
night.
fist fight.
No evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern fly!
Nice. Whose drill is stronger?
Let's see you grit those teeth!
He's setting the line. Nice.
You'd make a good lantern.
Simon of Earth, you have been chosen.
Just who the hell do you think I am?
You know what? You know what? I can accept that. That's a cool ending. Kyle Rayner found someone. He fought his favorite fan character, and he passes on his ring to Simone. He would make a great White Lantern or Green Lantern.
Hey-o!
for the guy with the snazzy sunglasses.
When both combatants possess unlimited power, it's hard to judge them by our normal standards.
Those are some cool sunglasses.
Simone can hit an infinite number of targets all at once, and Kyle can fly fast enough to surpass the normal concept of speed itself.
When you control space and time, things like strength and speed kind of become irrelevant.
Instead, let's analyze them through a lens more applicable to beings as absurd as Simone and Kyle. Their imagination, their willpower, and their ultimate potential.
First up, imagination. The boundless things they could conjure to use against the other. Both could think up just about anything the other could, like absorbing each other's attacks, fighting across time, anything.
Simone did have a few attacks that Kyle hasn't.
Kyle struggles to erase obliteration, who disabled the natural laws of the universe after long enough time. In comparison, the anti-spiral had complete control over laws of countless universes and could erase foundational concepts, yet could not erase Nia from existence. He tried to kill this one girl and could not erase her. Wow.
Encountered, like the probability-altering missiles, but it's likely Kyle could adapt considering his ring could protect against existence being erased across the multiverse.
And in general, Kyle's constructs were a lot more creative than Simone's art.
Yes, they are. Kyle is very more creative with his ring constructs, and it actually works. He makes his constructs so real.
Which was mostly drills, though again, nothing Simone couldn't adapt to with, say, his energy absorption. Imagination is a draw.
So they both get a tie on imagination.
The other main factor for both characters, the origin of their unbelievable might, their willpower.
And that's really gonna be the winning factor here, since it's the source of everything for both of them. Whoever's got the stronger willpower wins.
Both can manipulate reality on a
Simone's reality warping could evolve to counter hyper-theoretical source wall imprisoned. It is similar in manner to Multiversal Labyrinth. Several DC characters with similar abilities like the Spectra, Superman, and Barry Allen have escaped the source wall in the past.
Multiversal scale with their willpower, but we can use dimensions to roughly calculate a difference. This might sound absurd for most characters, but it's necessary for beings as beyond the pale as Simone and Kyle.
The multiverse labyrinth that Simone absorbed contained 11 spatial dimensions. That's 1.3 dimensions less than the multiverse Kyle's power can threaten.
And remember, each numbered dimension infinitely surpasses the one below it.
Which meant Kyle's willpower was stronger.
Kyle's willpower was stronger, but both series potentially has a larger scope into their cosmology, but most interpretation would favor that DC Universe might have a larger given a equal leeway.
At a base level. However, that doesn't necessarily mean Kyle gets the edge, because if there's one thing both of these guys are known for, it's that they can always get stronger.
So to determine the limits of their willpower, we first need to understand their full potential.
Simone's whole deal with spiral power is how he can constantly evolve to get stronger. So just because Simone starts off weaker doesn't mean he'll stay that way.
Absorbing the multiverse labyrinth required Simone to leapfrog several orders of infinity in an instant. Simone made himself that much stronger through sheer force of will.
More than enough to close the gap with Kyle, especially since spiral power
also
lets him regenerate his body down to an informational level. Kyle's never destroyed something that thoroughly before.
Without the ability to easily kill
Kyle is strong and powerful, but nothing to that scale. The anti-spiral has regenerated capabilities to spiral power users, but Simone overcame them. He can do the same against Kyle's healing and restoration and resurrection abilities, including those that work on non-corporable levels.
Simone, it was only a matter of time before Kyle's ring ran low on charge, especially since Simone could likely regenerate for at least a week straight, like Nia did. While Blue Lantern Light could boost Kyle's power, he's never jumped several orders of infinity in strength like Simone has.
And that is also Kyle could manipulate emotions to
Kyle could theoretically maintain the charge by fueling his ring with energy of hope and life. However, even the White Lantern, his ring has overtaxed and nullified such against Dr. Manhattan.
reduce Simone's willpower, Simone resisting the labyrinth's mental manipulation meant he could power through anything Kyle threw at him.
Everything, that is, except for the life equation. It originated from a higher level of reality and would have more than even the odds.
Too bad Kyle couldn't control it. It was just as much a detriment to him as an asset,
he just shared the
forcing
power.
him to relinquish it to keep.
Kyle kept the life equation in the what-if scenario. The new generational future ends. He is corrupted and ultimately destroyed itself. In canon, Kyle saw this potential's future, hence why he relinquished the equation. This book also established that those with the high willpower are resistant to the life equation effects, such as serum.
From destroying reality and himself.
Compare that to Simone, who merged with a version of himself, writing a version of Gurren Lagann, and using spiral power to make that fiction into reality.
A pretty similar level of reality to the life equation.
That
and
is
a
true.
level of power Simone had no trouble embracing and mastering by the end of his story. No matter how you look at it, Simone might start weaker, but his peak will always transcend Kyle's. Isn't that how all of Simone's battles usually go anyway? That's Gurren Lagann in a nutshell.
So Simone's incredible potential eclipsed Kyle, which means his willpower was ultimately greater. Kyle may have embodied life itself.
Alrighty, Simone has the greater rate of adaptation, superior regeneration, resistance to the emotional spectrum. They're equally encounter each other's abilities for both Kyle, but he's weaker in instability. But Simone is weaker in instability. Kyle is stronger at base, more creative uses with his ring. He's far weaker eventually, and limited battery charge.
But Simone's unstoppable evolutionary potential
these two would be best friends if they didn't fight to the death.
I hope Kyle at least dug the fight, because when it comes to death battle losers, he was a dead ringer.
The winner is Simone the Digger.
Congratulations, Simone.
Next time on Death Battle.
Who's next? What the? Oh, this is gonna be funny. Tom versus Wile E.
Subscribe
Coyote.
and join as a member to see more Death Battle.
Thanks for watching. Well, that was Simone the Digger versus Kyle Rayner. Gurren Lagann versus White Lantern. Simone wins. His willpower and his drill pierced through the heavens. It pierced through this death battle, and Kyle Rayner made him a successful Green Lantern after he died. I can accept that. This was a really good fight. I enjoyed this death battle. What were your thoughts on this? Did you agree with the results? Were you satisfied with this? Let me know in the comments down below. As always, let me know in the comments. Take care, have a great day, be safe, and most importantly, stay frosty and stay healthy out there. I'll see you guys in the next video. Catch you all later. Bye-bye.
How does it feel to be the worst cop ever, huh? Shut up, your mother buys you Mega Blocks instead of Legos. You fucking take that back.